One of the best ways that I think you can generate wealth, and especially generational wealth, is by owning real estate. I was a real estate agent for over 7 years in Georgia and in Michigan, and I helped so many different people, whether they were buying their first home or different investment properties. I also own investment real estate, and even more specifically, Section 8 investment real estate. And and I get so excited when a lot of people actually want to purchase real estate to buy and hold. And kind of in the midst of all that, when you're purchasing your real estate and you're getting a tenant in there and all of these different things, there are some things that a lot of first time landlords do forget to do. So what I want to do is I just want to kind of go over some of the top things that I see first time landlords forget to do. Um, One of the things, especially if you are turning what once was your primary home into a rental property, is changing your homeowner's insurance from just your normal homeowner's insurance to a landlord insurance policy. And what that will actually do is, that'll just kind of let the insurance company know that you're not living in the home and you're going to have a tenant in there. There's additional levels of protection that that'll help cover you as a landlord. Also, another thing kind of coinciding with insurance is making sure that your tenant gets renter's insurance. And I know a lot of times we think of renter's insurance, when we're living in an apartment and everything, but making sure that your tenant gets renter's insurance can also help them too. It will help them, but it can kind of just make you be a better landlord, letting your tenant know, hey, I have insurance on this home, but you actually want to get some insurance for yourself and your personal property. I make my tenants get, make sure they have enough liability coverage and list me as an interested party in case something else goes on, and I have additional layers of protection. So just making sure you have the right insurance coverage for you, and your tenant and anybody else who might be coming through the house. Another mistake that I see landlords make is either not collecting a security deposit or collecting enough security deposit. Um, Depending on where you live around the country, their states have different security deposit requirements and rules that you have to follow. Some you can't accept more than 1 month's worth, and some you can't accept more than two. So check your state that you're in. But collecting that security deposit, there's a couple of things with it. One, it really will just let the tenant know, like, hey, I am serious, I'm moving into the home. But also, and mainly, making sure that you have already funds held for any damage that might happen while that tenant is in that house during that lease. Okay, so if you have rent that's $2,000 a month and you've collected a $2,000 security deposit, if there is excessive damage on the back end of that lease, you at least already have $2,000 that you're able to work with. Obviously, if there's a lot more, you can build them more after the fact and things like that. But you just want to make sure you collect a security deposit and that you collect enough of it. Um, Another thing, and it's a very simple thing, but it's extremely crucial. Always make sure you do a background check and a credit check. I have Section 8 tenants, and even though with the housing authority there's a background check and credit check that they do, I still do my own. And also, that's just another layer of protection and another layer of verification. There are so many people that on their application will just kind of put down anything. They'll over exaggerate how much money they make and kind of where they live. But you want to make sure that you do a background check, and criminal background check, to make sure that sex offenders or anybody with a felony or very serious criminal background is or is not moving into your home. I'll let you decide who you want to live in your home. But also do a credit check to see, if they are paying their bills on time, if they have the credit score that kind of exceeds what the minimum is that you want. Most rentals will accept credit scores 580, 620, things like that. So you really want to make sure, please do a background check and a credit check. Um, Also, and this is another thing, say the lease is signed and your tenant's going to be moving in. This is kind of a two-parter, but can kind of go one and the same. Make sure you do a walkthrough. Sometimes you're able to do a walkthrough with the tenant the day that move in, or maybe the day before move in, and kind of pointing everything out. But you yourself, no matter what, you as a landlord, make sure you do a thorough walkthrough of that home when it's empty. So if you moved out, do it after you've moved out, after the cleaners have come, and all of that, because you want to make sure that you are able to document the condition of the home prior to move in. Make sure you take plenty and plenty of photos. I take about 5 to 10 photos per room. 5 or 10 photos in one bedroom might sound excessive, but you got 4 walls. That's 4 photos right there. You got the ceiling, you have the floor. You want to get it from different angles. You want to, make sure you're getting photos and videos of how things are working prior to moving in, whether it's your faucet and water pressure and showers and things like that. So you want to make sure that you're doing a walkthrough and that you are taking plenty and plenty of documentation, even for your own sake, in case there's some disputes and legal action needing to happen after the lease. And another thing too is make sure when you are having a tenant move into your home or you're going through the application process, make sure you feel good about it, okay? At the end of the day, this is your property, and you want to make sure someone is going to be able to take care of it. You want to make sure you have a good relationship with the tenant, whether you just text with them once a month or every week, or whatever that communication style is. You want to make sure that you guys have a good relationship so that it goes as smooth as possible, okay? So these are a lot of things that I see first-time landlords forget to do, or they don't do thoroughly enough, okay? So just kind of make sure that you are taking an extra step to do these things, and I think you'll have a great success being a landlord.